Hey there, my name is Jolene Kaiser, and I am super excited to be able to do a little bit of training with you guys today. I don't know about you, but this collaboration of coaches and getting to learn from different leaders is super exciting, and I've loved so far the topics that have been coming out, so I hope that you have enjoyed it just as much. Also, on that note, before I dive into my topic today, if there's something at any point in time that you feel like you may want to talk about, or you're doing something really well and it's going great in your business, or an idea of something that you're really struggling with, either way, let us know. Because if it's something that you're really good at, we'd love to have you be able to speak to and part of this coach collaboration. Or it also gives us ideas on what other topics we should be training on to be able to help everybody in this group of coaches. So with that being said, my name is Jolene Kaiser. I'm a Star Diamond coach. And I'm really excited to be talking about using third-party tools today. So for some of you, you're like, what is a third-party tool? I know that I built my business in the beginning from using third-party tools and all sorts of them. There are so many different ways and so many different tools and resources and things out there and ways to do this that you just have to find what works for you and basically what resonates the most with your prospects or your current customers and that kind of thing. So I'm just going to give you the basic overview. So this is somebody that is a brand new coach can definitely utilize this, as well as somebody who's maybe a seasoned coach but forgot about using third-party tools and are ready to branch out and let somebody else be the expert and do the talking so they don't have to do it all themselves. So I'm going to share my screen a couple different times. And then there's also going to be a document that I will share along with this, with the different links that I have saved and provided for you to make it pretty readily and easily available that you can use for yourself, that you could share with your downline and your coaches and their coaches so that we can create a system of duplication. Because let's be real, you guys, we should be working smarter, not harder. And this is one of those cases where third-party tools really help you to work smarter and not harder. So with that, I'm going to dive right into just basically some of the areas and places that you can find third-party tools. If you're like me, this is going to be maybe even the biggest tip you take away from this whole thing is to start a note or start a document or a Google Doc or something on your phone so that you have it at all time. Because I don't know about you, but in the beginning, I rarely sat down at my computer to work. I did everything from my phone. Okay, so we almost always have that to our disposal. So what I do is I have a section in my phone called Notes, and I have an iPhone. So you'll see right here, my nails need to be painted, but you'll see the Notes section. So in that note section, I would get tired of having to go in and get my links and then share those to my prospects and things like that. So I started a file or like a section called frequently used links. And within that, I then put in a lot of different things. So at the end, you'll have a place where you can put in. So I would just start, and you'll see here, and as I share my screen, I'll be able to share this from my screen. That's the other bonus is I have a iPhone and then I have a Mac computer. So my notes, like literally I can be typing something on my computer and it will come up on my phone at the same time or vice versa. So for me, that works really well because sometimes I am interchangeably working from my phone or from my computer or whatever. So again, working smarter, not harder. So I'm going to share my screen and go through a couple of the main resources that you may want to use in the very beginning and that I still, honestly, you guys, to this day, still use now. So I'm going to move this over. I always have a million windows open, right? So here we are in the Coach Online Office. So underneath Grow My Business. So maybe this is the first time, ever since we've got the new office, it has changed. So you just have to adapt and find where the stuff is at. So it's underneath Shareable Media. So I went under Grow Your Business and then Shareable Media. So here you guys are going to find tons of third-party resources that you can use and share that's all connected to your specific page, which is the cool thing. So I will share the link on how to get to some of these things, but always remember when it says at the very end, your ID here, that means you need to put in your coach ID so that we'll take them directly to your page. All right, so on the 2B mindset. That's coming out new. Maybe you have people who don't really want to work out, but they really need help with their nutrition. This is going to be the thing for them. So you can start to share that link now. And you'll see, you'll go through and there's tons of different things. So I suggest, this is what I did, is I suggest going through and the ones that you're always getting questions asked about, like the Performance Line or Shakeology or challenge packs, I would go through and copy those links and then put those in the frequently used link note section that you've created, right? Of certain workout programs. Maybe you're always getting asked about 21 Day Fix or right now 80 Day Obsession. Go ahead and put those frequently used links in a common place where you can reference those and have access to those very quickly to be able to share those with other people. So a third-party tool, basically, let's rewind a little bit, is just something that you're going to share with somebody that where it's not you having to do the talking or the teaching or the educating on. It's going to be a resource that you've pulled in. So the kinds of third-party tools can be links that we send, right? They can be sneak peek events. They can be live events. They can be, let's see, all different kinds of things. It's basically anything that you can share with somebody who is live training videos, pamphlets, shake and share party. Those are all third-party resources where you don't necessarily have to be doing the talking on those. Somebody else or some other thing can be doing that. And then you can follow up to handle the hard stuff, which is the questions, right? There's even resources for handling objections and so on and so forth that gives you word for word things. And I'll see if I can find those real quick for you. So Grow My Business. I'm pretty sure it's still going to be underneath there, but we can go there again so you can actually see how this works. Recognitions underneath training. So it's going to be underneath training. So training library. And underneath the training library is going to be a handling objections tab. Now, you guys, if you are somebody who gets objections are a good thing. So you actually want people to have objections because it means that they're questioning things, they're thinking about it. They just need more information. Maybe they need another video, or maybe they need to hear it from somebody else besides you. Right? So use those. It literally has word for word, like if it's a money objection or a time objection, or they don't know enough people objection, it's going to have the words there like, I totally get how you feel. I felt that way once. What I found was XYZ. And adopt that as your lingo, change it to speak to how you speak, and then turn that around and share that back with somebody else. So that's going to be underneath training library. So there's so many tools and resources there, okay? Let's see. So I want to share, so this is within your online office. Again, it's underneath either Grow Your Business or under training. And that's how you're going to find a lot of the third party resources that you can use there. The tools, if you will. They've equipped us with a lot of stuff, you guys, that I think a lot of people don't utilize that we totally can. So here is another one that you may want to have, and I've put this in a link and I'll put this in the document in the file section, is the compensation plan. These are just the highlights, right? This is the US version, so be sure that whoever you're sending that to, again, is either that you're using the right tool for the right place, right? Canada or UK or US. So this is always something nice because maybe they've been in your sneak peek event, which is a third-party tool, and they still have more questions, and maybe they just need to see it with their eyes, like how this compensation plan really works. So this would be another third-party tool, okay? Send them the compensation plan. Money talks, right? And when people can see it laid out like this, they're like, okay, now I'm ready to go. I totally get it. Sign me up. So this is another one that I've included because I think it's big and a lot of people don't share this. When you're going into any business, this is a business yet again, right? So you want to be able to be prepared and know how you can advance and how you can get raises and get paid more and all of those things. And so I think this is very important as well. And then here we have the Trello board. The Trello board, which at first I was like, I don't know if this could be considered, but it totally is. Here is a thing for an entire launch, a third-party tool that has stuff in here for, this is something that the coach would use, but then there's a lot of tools that you could share, like the inviting strategy. These are resources. These are tools, before and afters, people's stories, things like that. So utilize the Trello board. This is open to all of us that Christina and Lisa and Lindsay created and collaborated on. It's been great. Another third-party tool is the Team Beachbody YouTube channel. So I don't even know, some of you maybe don't even realize that this exists, but this is huge. So here we have one of our national wake-up calls. Maybe somebody needs to hear somebody's story that you think they would relate to. Like they're, gosh, this person really sounds like Trina Gray or Christina Solons. And so you want to share maybe the time that they talked about their story in the beginning, right? So something else that they could resonate with, they can insert themselves into the story that you're telling or the sneak peek that you're sharing or whatever. And then as you go down here, you can see too that it's kind of, it's broke down into topics. So here's the obsession episodes that they're like, what's obsession really about? You could totally share that. Training and tips, success club. And then here's where you get into the fitness programs and products, which you probably utilize the most just because people are like, well, what do you really do in that program? And so that little 4 or 5 couple minute video that's going to break that down for them is going to be huge. Being able to see like, can I do that or can I not do that? Like, am I going to enjoy that or am I not? And it helps you to help them figure out what is going to be the best program for them, not for what you want, but what they want, what they're trying to achieve. And then maybe they're like, what is this summit you talk about? I see this huge party. I really am interested in coaching. And sometimes people, they just want to see the party. You guys, sometimes they just want to see the party. Yes, I said that. I have a coach who joined my team because she's like, I just want to be there having fun with them. So show them a snippet of what our coach summit looks like. It's fun, right? People join your team just because they want to have fun. So keep that in mind as you go along, that this is underneath the Team Beachbody YouTube channel too. So there's Coach Summit, and then here's the performance line. So some people don't know how to talk about the performance line, and they're like, they get tongue-tied. And so here it is all right there. You can have Dr. Nima explain that to them. It's just a couple minutes where it can keep their attention span where they're learning, but they're not bored, and be like, okay, I could see how that I could totally benefit from that using that product. So there's the performance line, and then there's success stories. There's Shakeology, and Shakeology actually has its own channel. So that's really cool too, that you can just go to the Shakeology YouTube page and use that as well. I know that I still send out that minute-long video on Shakeology all the time. When someone's like, what is Shakeology? Instead of me explaining it, you guys, this is where you insert a third-party tool and you say, hey, I have a video that can do a way better job of describing and showing you exactly what Shakeology is. Do you have a minute to watch it? If I sent it to you, would you watch it? More likely 9 out of 10 times they're going to say, yeah, send it over. And then you send them this tool that helps them to be able to see that without you having to explain everything, right? So you don't word vomit on people, and you just use that third-party tool. So in the online office too, there's other ways that you can order pamphlets and booklets and things like that to have if you're doing a gathering, or maybe just if you're sending out a free sample or something, or a free packet, you can send that with them to give them more information. That again would be a third-party tool. So let's see, I think I basically covered the majority of the different ways. So now I'll go into, I just want to show my notes. So here's my notes down here. You can see my screen. And then these are my notes, you guys. I know it's going to look like crazy, but like these notes, as you can see, go all the way back to like when I got my phone in 2013. So that's almost 5 years worth of notes. I should go back and probably update that a little bit. But my point is, like, here was my topics about today, because I'm on my phone, but I'm also on my computer. And then, like I said, my frequently used links, I just type in, and then here's my frequently used links. I have for Clean Week, and then coaching, I have 3D refresh, and then so on and so forth. And it goes down into most of the programs that I shared or people want to know about, so I can reference that at any given time. So hopefully that gives you a little bit better of an idea of what I mean by utilizing your notes and working smarter, not harder. Because I used to have to log in when I wanted to share a link, and I'm like, why am I doing this? And someone shared this with me, and I'm like, brilliant. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it saves you so much time. So keep that in mind, okay? So that's basically it for my tools. Again, you guys, this is not like the end all be all. If you have something else that you really utilize and love, which I know there's like a Coach Links, there's an app called Coach Links too. that you can log in and put your ID, and then it'll give you all your links for like your challenge packs and things like that. And I know that a lot of that is for ordering, so that's great. But here I'm specifically talking about the third-party tools, and I'm not sure that that gives you third-party tools. So I do want to share with you like a sneak peek event. So this is when the Coach Life Sneak Peek, this would be a tool, a third-party tool. And this is one that I have going. And so if you are a brand new coach, but you're in a recruiting phase, or you want to hit Emerald and start to make Emerald tribes, then this is something that you should do. And if you haven't hosted your own, then I encourage you to ask your upline so that they can put you into theirs. There's so many opportunities. I know different coaches run these different ways. Maybe it's in the form of a live webinar, maybe it's the 3-day sneak peek, maybe it's a 5-day, maybe it's just where you're going live in your group, sharing stories from other coaches. So there's many different ways where you can utilize a sneak peek third-party tool. And I do them kind of different every month just to kind of keep it fresh, right? Because if something isn't working for you, you should switch it. You should switch it up. But yeah, so sneak peeks, those are great ones. Live training videos. There is also a document that I'm going to share, a Google Doc, and how you create it to make it your own will be to make a copy. So I'm going to see if I can find it in here. I don't know if I still have it open, but if not, I can try to get to it real quick. So it's basically the blueprint, you guys, of how you can share your story, which is another third-party tool. So yes, you're doing the talking, but maybe you're going to have a coach share, and then everyone's going to invite to that. So I think it's called The Real Deal. What is coaching? So here, and I never knew this until about 6 months ago, but if you want to make this your own copy, to do this, you would just go to File or View. I forget what it's under because it's different when you already have it, but make a copy, and then it will be blank, and then you can update it. Okay. So this is a great tool. Share this with your coaches who are new. If you're an upline, they can be doing this and you're inviting to this. So another way, just another document, another tool for you to have in your bag of tools for you and your coaches. So I hope that somewhat kind of helps you to be able to decipher. I'm going to stop sharing just for now and make sure that I hit everything. So basically, to recap, you guys, third-party tools are something that you should be utilizing, right? You should be utilizing. Don't make it harder for you than it needs to be, okay? The third-party tools are there for a reason, as resources to help us to become better at sharing and informing and educating our prospects or our current customers or our soon-to-be coaches and things like that. So you want to be using third-party tools, all right? So there's sneak peeks, there's events, there's live events, there's live video, there's recorded video, there's pamphlets, there's the Team Beachbody YouTube page, there is your Coach Online Office where there's going to be tons of tools and resources there for you. And then I just want to make sure that I covered, yep. And the Trello board, that's another one. So yeah, there's so many options. There's so many things. Like I said, again, if you have an idea of something that's really working for you when it comes to third-party tools, be sure to share it with us, because this is what it's all about. It's collaborating as coaches and making things easier, working smarter, not harder. So hopefully you guys, this helps. Share this with your teammates, your other coaches, people who can benefit from realizing how many third-party tools out there and resources there are for us to use so that we don't have to be the ones doing all the talking. All right. So does anybody have any questions who's on right now? I'm going to stop the recording. But thanks, guys, for jumping on. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out. Look in the files section for this, as well as the documents with certain links that I saved for you to make it easy. And your homework is obviously going to be to create that notes section or that easy access part on your phone and your computer so that you have easy reference to be able to share these third-party tools when you're in need of them, right? Work smarter, not harder. All right, you guys, we'll see you later.